Hi everybody, if you're new here, my name is Rosie Gault. Welcome to my little YouTube channel. I'm a singer-songwriter from the UK and I often get comments on social media asking me to give advice to other people who want to start making music or don't know how to write songs, things like that. I thought this video would be a really great opportunity for me to speak a little bit on that and give any tips and tricks that I can to people who are interested. So a little bit of a backstory on me. I'm originally from a very rural part of England. I'm from like the Midlands, Lincolnshire kind of area. There's not a huge music scene where I'm from, so I didn't really get into writing songs as young as a lot of other people that I know. So I started writing songs in secret when I was around 15 or 16 during COVID lockdown, just in my room, and I never showed them to anybody till I was 18 years old and I got into some music schools for university. I went around and auditioned at a load of different music schools and I chose to come to London to study, and that's where I still am. I'm literally filming this video in my university. I always wanted to write my own songs, but I felt like if I started, they would just be bad, and I didn't want to write a bad song, so I just wrote no songs for a long time. I stumbled across an interview that Ed Sheeran had done where he spoke about a dirty tap theory. Now I'm probably going to do a terrible job explaining this, but I'm going to try my best. He basically said that he'd heard this theory where when you first turn on a dirty tap, all the water that comes out is dirty, but after a while it runs clean, and every now and then there's a bit of dirt, but for the most part it's good. He related that to songwriting, saying that when you first start writing songs, they might be bad, and they might be bad for a while, but then as time goes on, you will start writing good songs over and over again, and every now and then you might write a bad one, but for the most part you're going to be happy with it. That kind of gave me the final push I needed, along with my music teacher at the time recommending that I write songs over lockdown. I thought, yeah, let's just get into it. I originally started writing on the ukulele because I was a big Dodie fan and I found the ukulele easier than the guitar, but now I write songs on guitar and piano as well as the ukulele. I genuinely think the best way to get into writing songs is to have a little bit of an analysis of your favourite songs. Have a look at the chord progressions and get an understanding of how to know what chords fit together. You don't need to know what key a song is in when you write it. I personally find it helpful to know because it gives me ideas as to what chords to use. But if you can just get a rough idea of chord progressions, it will give you a really big head start. When it comes to writing lyrics and coming up with melodies, everybody does it differently. Some people start with the words and think of the melodies later, other people do it the other way around. I kind of do both at the same time. So let's do another example. I will sit down with a musical instrument and I'll just kind of like have a little strum, and I'll be thinking like, oh, what do I want to write a song about? It's I can't take myself seriously. So maybe I come up with a little picking pattern and I'm like, and I just like think, ooh, this sounds kind of cool. And I'll literally do that until words come into my head. Getting the guitar out was so unnecessary. It's sitting here and it felt like a waste of a guitar. Whichever way you do it is not wrong, it's entirely up to you. The next thing that you need to think about is the structure of your song. So I tend to use a classic kind of pop structure, which is like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus. But that is completely dependent on the kind of music you want to write, and sometimes I stray from this. I don't always have pre-choruses, and sometimes I do like an outro instead of a final chorus. You don't need to have a completely finalized structure when you begin. You can just kind of see where the song goes, but it's good if you can have an idea in your mind of the style you're writing in and what kind of a structure would complement that the most. The most important thing to remember is that everything you do is subject to change, so it's completely okay if as you go you change your mind about chords, lyrics or structure. It's your song, you can do what you like with it. Lots of artists have made new versions of old songs even after they've been released, even after they've been very successful. It's completely okay to adjust the way you write and adjust a song in the future. So don't put pressure on yourself to have everything 100% perfect, especially when you're new to writing songs, because you're going to improve and you need to come to terms with the fact that you're going to be the worst when you begin. I look back on my first songs really fondly because that's where I came from. The first songs that I ever wrote, maybe they will never see the light of day, but I know that without those songs I would never be writing the songs I'm writing now that I do feel comfortable to share and that I do feel proud of. So cut yourself a little bit of slack and just get started. Figure out why you want to write songs and then use that to your advantage. So I personally write songs because I feel like I can really channel my my emotions. It's like a musical diary, and I hope that other people listening to those songs can use them as an emotional outlet and feel like I'm giving them like a virtual hug through their ears. But maybe you write songs for a completely different reason, and it doesn't matter what your reason is as long as you can figure it out and kind of use that to hone in the topics you want to write about. And it's also really great motivation once you realize why you're making the music. It gives you motivation to write more. Don't put pressure on yourself to share your music straight away, but also don't fall into the trap of being a super perfectionist and never sharing any of your stuff unless you feel like it's like completely finished and completely perfect, because here's a secret: nobody ever feels like their music is perfect. As long as you are happy and you think that it shows the best of you as an artist, that's what matters the most. There is no perfect, because art is subjective. You don't need to worry about whether or not your music is going to be heard as you're making it. That can be a source of motivation, but I think it's most important that while you're making your music, you just focus on yourself and your own opinion, because your opinion of your music literally matters the most out of everybody's. I hope that's been helpful in some way for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to find my music anywhere, just search up Rosie Gault on any music app and I will appear. Have a lovely day. Bye. Oh my god, somebody's gonna come in and I'm so scared. Oh my god, please don't come in here. I think we're fine.